Hello, it's Jaime from Jaime's Library and welcome to another video on Emposia's book club. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who has a really hard time reading when they're going through some struggles. Sometimes when you're just feeling down, reading can be something that's actually really hard to do. It's hard to focus and to get your head out of whatever dark place you are in. Last year I actually went through a really rough time. I experienced a pretty bad bout of heartbreak when I was going through a breakup. It was a really hard time for me to pick up a book. What eventually really helped me through and what got me back into reading again and into a better headspace was contemporary books. And today I wanted to share with you 4 feel-good contemporaries that I promise you will get you out of your low mood. So I hope you take these recommendations if you're feeling down, and just know that my heart is with you, and I hope these recommendations help. So without any more chatting, let's get straight into the recommendations. The first book I wanted to share with you guys is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. This book is a really nice short little contemporary. It is well under 250 pages, so it's a book that you can read very fast. This book really accurately captures the feeling of loneliness and isolation from everyone in your life. Our main character as well is also going through a really hard time, but really gets through it by kind of facing her problems head on and reconnecting with an old friend. And it's just such a beautiful tale. The conclusion of this book honestly just feels like a warm hug, and the really snowy setting feels incredibly comforting. I really hope you guys pick this book up because it is also a female-female romance, which I just really love, and stories about friendship as well just are so near and dear to my heart. So I definitely recommend you guys pick this one up. It is just such a good book. The next book I want to share with you guys is Felix Ever After by Kacen Callender. This book is honestly so incredible and such an amazing contemporary. We follow Felix, who is a trans boy who has gone to school. They have an amazing group of friends, but when someone tries to out Felix and mentions their dead name in front of the entire school, Felix is feeling very threatened. This book sounds like it wouldn't be as feel-good as the others, but it genuinely warmed my heart and made me cry happy tears. It was so validating for the queer community, and the friendships and relationships that we experience in here are like no other book that I've read. This book literally made me cry happy tears. Like, there is not a book that has made me do that before. I have definitely cried sad tears, but happy tears? Honestly, thank you Kacen Callender, because this book was just everything. This book speaks so much on the importance of close friendship and who can really be there for you when you're really struggling. Felix's journey to self-love and self-expression was just so beautiful, and this is a book that I will never forget. So I definitely recommend that everyone picks this book up if they haven't yet. The next book I'd like to share with everyone is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. This is a YA contemporary about a girl called Penny who has gone to college for the first time, and a boy called Sam who works as a baker and is going through a pretty rough breakup himself. Penny and Sam meet when Sam is having a panic attack on the side of the road, and Penny helps him through it. They exchange numbers and become each other's emergency contact. They never ever meet up or become friends outside of the virtual world that they have created for themselves through texting. This book just made me feel so seen because of how realistic the characters were. They had so many flaws and no one was perfect, which I think can be something really hard to read about when you're feeling down and you're feeling bad about yourself. Seeing people with insecurities and negative traits that I feel like the general public can also see in themselves was just really validating. I also found the relationship between Penny and Sam to be so great. Their texting was very funny and they just felt like real people, and they felt like your friends. I really want to recommend this book specifically to people who have felt heartbreak before, because I believe that this book will make you feel like love is possible again. I just know that this book is going to be a book that I revisit all the time when I'm feeling sad, because it will just be like coming home and hanging out with my friends. So I really hope you guys take this recommendation and run with it, because it's a book that I cannot recommend enough. And finally, I do want to recommend a book that I think is very popular on BookTube, but I think it's one that people don't realize they should really pick up if they're feeling down, and it is Radio Silence by Oseman. This contemporary was just such a fun and easy read. It's another book where the characters really just feel like your friends. It just feels like you're there with them. It just draws you into its world so strongly, and that's what I really love about it. It follows the story of our main character Frances, who is absolutely obsessed with this podcast, and she is really famous on the internet for creating fan art for this podcast. One day she accidentally has a chance encounter with a boy at her school until she realizes that boy is the creator of this podcast. They become fast friends, and it's just so beautiful watching their friendship. I really recommend this book for people going through heartbreak because it's not one that centers on a relationship. It's one that centers on the importance of friendship, which I'm sure is a lot of what these books I have told you about have, but this friendship is just so beautiful, especially because it's a friendship between a girl and a boy with no romance tied to it whatsoever. This book also really speaks to the importance of being part of a fandom and having that sort of community, which I find so great and so relatable, because isn't that what we have here on BookTube? It just made me feel so warm inside, and it made me really feel like what we're doing as creators on the internet is really making a difference for some people out there, and I just think that that's really inspiring, and that's something that Oseman captured so beautifully in her book Radio Silence. I have nothing but love for this book. It really helped me when I was going through a really hard time, feeling really uninspired, and it really just made me fall in love with reading again and made me want to go out there and live my life and be happy. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Honestly, this book is just so beautiful and I cannot recommend it enough. So those are all the books I have to share with you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you got some amazing recommendations, and I hope that you are going to pick up these books because honestly they are so good. Let me just repeat again that if you are going through a hard time, my heart is with you, and these characters will be here to comfort you as well, and I promise you it will be one of the best decisions that you can make for yourself. Read these books, they're just so good. Now it's your guys' turn to recommend some books to me. I would like to know what books helped you go through a hard time so I can create a backlist and a stockpile of books if I ever need to reach for them. So let me know in the comments what books helped you during one of the hardest periods of your life. I really want to know. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in another video on Emposia's Book Club.